Because this Ontario landlord incorrectly used the N12 form to evict a tenant, he's about to get sued. Tenants and landlords, pay attention. There is no form in Ontario that says that a landlord is allowed to evict a tenant because they want to sell their house. It doesn't exist. The landlord tenant board doesn't care what a landlord wants to do. It has to be done. So what this landlord did, he or she used the N12 form, checked off the box that said, I found a buyer. Didn't read the fine print that actually says you can only use this if you found a buyer. The tenant got the form, said, I moved out. Tenants, understand this. The only time you actually have to move out of your home because the landlord says he wants to sell is if he's actually sold the unit. If he wants to sell it, you have to allow showings to come in, you have to stay, but the landlord and tenant board protects tenants by saying, well, hold on, we don't know if the landlord is going to sell the unit to an investor who wants to keep the tenant. Because in this situation, the tenant moved out, saw the home on the market, and then when it was on the market, saw it re-rented. So the investor that bought the home actually still needed a tenant. So the tenant never had to leave in the first place. So the Ontario Landlord Board protects tenants in that regard. That's why they make a N12 form that tells the landlord you can only use it if you sold it. So because this landlord incorrectly used it and the tenant moved out, it's an illegal eviction. And now because it's an illegal eviction, when the tenant goes to court and wins, they can get up to probably 1 year's worth of rent because the landlord used it incorrectly. So landlords, be careful. You're not allowed to use the N12 form because you want to do something. They don't care. You have to sell the home. And tenants, you don't have to leave until it's actually sold. All right, guys?